everyone. Welcome to day 2 of IMX 2024. Please welcome our first speaker of the day, Sonya Askew, who will present on the state of the music industry in Naples.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, IMX, for inviting me to this presentation. And thank you, Tinko, as well, from Pangeon Music, for inviting me to this event. As mentioned, my name is Sonya Askew, and I'm with the Biz Association. So just a brief little bit about my background. I've been in the music industry for over 25 years. I started off my career as a national music company. In the U.S., there were lots of retail music chains. These chains had buyers that bought different types of music, different genres. I was a buyer, a national buyer for Best Buy, a national buyer for Walmart, and several other chains. I was responsible for buying rap, R&B, blues, reggae, gospel, and soundtracks. And then the business changed. So of course I had to change with it. Then I started working on the indie distribution side. I worked with E1, which is now Monarch Music. Most recently, I was working with Def Jam Records out of New York. I was working on the commerce sales team. And then I worked for Universal Music Group as Senior Director of Label Relations. Basically, that meant that I worked with a lot of the indie labels on the East Coast as a liaison between the label and Universal Music Group and the various DSPs. And now, my current role is Director of Membership and Academic Partnerships for the Biz Association. What is the Biz Association? This was founded in 1958. The association is a 365-day-a-year trade association whose mission from its inception 66 years ago has pretty much stayed the same. The Music Business Association exists to connect, educate, and empower the global music community. We have about 500 member companies, some of which you can see their logos here. I will get back into what the Music Business Association does and how you can be part of our community in a little while. But first, I want to give you a bit of an overview of what the music market looks like in the United States. The stats I'm going to share are from Luminate's mid-year music report that came out in July 2024 and shares and compares data from the first 26 weeks of the year. For those of you that aren't familiar with Luminate, they are the preeminent entertainment data and insights company in the U.S. They have powered the Billboard charts in the U.S. and Canada for over 30 years. They have an extensive database with information from over 500 verified global sources, managing more than 20 trillion data points. We all know that on-demand streaming dominates the music landscape worldwide. This chart here shows us that on-demand streaming audio is up 15.1% global so far in the first 26 weeks of 2024 versus the first 26 weeks of 2023. If we zoom in a bit and just look at U.S. metrics, we see that total on-demand streaming audio is up 8% year over year in the United States. We also see increases in U.S. total album consumption, U.S. total digital consumption, and physical album. We saw a slight decrease in digital album sales, but as we all know, consumers are consuming a song rather than an album these days. An interesting point to also point out here is that while these numbers are up, they are up at a slightly lower than they were in 2023. 2023 was a big year for music in the U.S. Sales were definitely on an incline after the global pandemic. We see growth here in 2024, but at a slower growth rate than we did in 2023. The first half of 2024, the industry saw persistent streaming growth of core genres in the U.S. led by Latin music. Definitely not surprising, as Latin music is also right now the most synced genre of music as well. This streaming growth in Latin is led by the regional Mexican subgenre. So when we take a look at the U.S. streaming consumer and we ask them what matters to them when they're looking for a streaming platform, 48% said exclusive artist content, 49% additional content outside of music, and 50% are looking for live streaming of events and concerts. Live music is definitely on the uptick in the U.S. Live music makes up 64% of the monthly music spend. Gen Z, that's the demographic of people born between late 1990s and early 2010s, spend 23% more money per month than the average U.S. music listener on concerts. Games are also a huge discovery platform for music lovers. U.S. music listeners and games are interested in puzzle games, action and adventure games, fighting games, and sports games. You can see at the bottom of the slide in the pink that a lot of discovery of K-pop, hip-hop, and dance and electronic come from video game consumption in the U.S. Short-form video is also a huge trend in the U.S. TikTok is still the most used short-form video platform, but we can see that YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels is definitely gaining some popularity. Here I'm going to pull up a chart that I showed you earlier and zoom in on physical album sales. Physical sales include vinyl, LP, CDs, and cassettes. Now I want to just correct something because the physical product sales listed here say it's up 3.8%. Recently, Luminate, they corrected that, and the sales are actually up 6.2% so far this year. Vinyl is very popular in the U.S. right now, with key releases from the likes of Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Billie Eilish. The first half of 2024 saw an organic evolution in regards to feeding superfans fan appetites with multiple versions of physical product. In fact, the top 10 best-selling albums of the year so far saw an average of 7 different vinyl variants per title. Last year, Luminate announced that it would begin to not weight the physical data that they use to generate the weekly charts. This was a move that brought the industry together to search for a solution to build a chart that truly represented the importance of physical retail. The Music Business Association worked with independent retail coalitions to form a new partnership with Street Pulse, a music industry data provider that now receives daily sales metrics directly from independent retail stores. The data from Street Pulse is now incorporated into physical sales data that Luminate is already collecting directly from other retailers like big boxes and non-traditionals. The new indie store album sales chart debuted in April of this year. So I think that this is a great segment back into what the Music Business Association does. We not only help the industry come together to have those hard conversations like I just talked about, but we also provide education and resources that promote overall commercial growth and ensure the well-being of all industry professionals. Let me highlight our most popular resources. The Future of What is president of Music Biz Association's Portia Saban's podcast that aims to educate musicians on the realities of the music business. Keeping Tempo with the Music Business is our written blog that taps into the brain trust of our members and partner community to arm readers with the tips and tricks they need to succeed and to discuss the issues affecting the industry professionals on a holistic level. The Music Biz Mental Health Fund was created in partnership with the Music Health Alliance and the Scars Foundation to provide music industry professionals access to essential outpatient mental health services that include counseling with licensed therapists, psychiatric visits, and screenings. Since its inception, the fund has served 515 clients with 5,500 counseling sessions and has received $355,000 in grant funding. These numbers are not just stats. They represent lives touched, struggles eased, and hope restored. The Music Business Association hosts a number of virtual and face-to-face events for all walks of the business. The first three are part of our virtual event series. The Music Biz Passport is our newest event series, allowing U.S. executives to connect with international trendsetters and learn what does and does not work in their local music economies. The Common Ground webinar series offers attendees an exclusive look at new technologies and services in advancing our industry and gives them access to new data from our trusted research partners. Let's Talk Physical is our virtual event series for labels, distribution, and retailers on the physical side of the business. Our Trust and Safety in Music Symposium takes a look at music fraud in our industry and will be held for the second consecutive year this coming January in New York City. The Music Biz Roadshow gives our members the chance to connect with artists and songwriters in local music communities across the United States. And #NextGenU was created to educate and empower the future of the music business. It is geared towards students in the music business programs at colleges and universities. We just completed a face-to-face event in Nashville last month, and students loved the chance to learn from industry professionals every chance they get. The event that we are most known for is the Music Biz Conference. We will be in Atlanta from May 12th through May 15th. The event draws 2,200 plus individuals from more than 800 companies from over 30 countries around the globe. It's 4 days of meeting, education, and networking, all under one roof. What sets us apart from other music conferences is that 90% of attendees are management level or higher executives from companies such as brick and mortar and online music retailers, streaming services, wholesalers, major and independent labels, and distributors, internet radio services, mobile services, and hardware providers, data providers, information technology companies, startups, publishers, management companies, accounting and law firms, and a lot more. These are the decision makers at top companies who come to the conference to do business. Attendees have coined it the place to be. If you talk to anybody in the U.S. and beyond, the Music Biz Annual Conference is the premier business event to be at each year. You can find out more at musicbiz2025.com. If you have any questions about the event, please see me. We can talk about coming as an individual or with local agencies to bring a delegation. As I mentioned in the beginning, the Biz Association is 365-day per year trade association. You can become a member of our community and reap the benefits of membership all year long. The QR code here will take you to our join page. Annual dues are based on a company's annual revenue. All your employees become members of the association when your company joins, and they have access to all these education resources and free events as well. Last but certainly not least, I just want to thank you for being here and taking the time to listen to my presentation. My email address is here, sonya.askew@musicbiz.org. I'll be around for the next couple of days. I look forward to meeting you guys and enjoying the rest of your conference. Thank you.